Non-Americans, what is the best American food? Story 1. As a European who moved to the States, I've tried some American dishes that are beyond what is common back home. Lobster rolls, oh my god, these would be so popular back home. They are the perfect seafood sandwich and smoked brisket. Wow, I tried this in some small Texas towns and that place deserves a Michelin star. Key lime pie. I think I ate a whole one by myself when I was in Miami. And don't forget about the chocolate chip cookies. Story 2. I lived in Asia, and when I visited the United States for 10 days, my entire diet was basically Texas barbecue with all the sides, all the pies, apple, peach, pecan and key lime, Philly cheesesteak, hamburger and fries, the simple desserts like fudge brownies, chocolate chip cookies, Krispy Kreme plain glazed donuts, soft drinks like Dr. Pepper and root beer, I absolutely hated in Asia. Story 3. I may be a simpleton, but an average diner with bottomless filter coffee, pancakes, bacon and syrup was my favorite part of the day. Although I did put on 10 to 15 kilograms after a month in Texas. Edit. Since I got some upvotes, I would like to shout out Lulu's Diner in San Antonio. I Airbnb'd next door and ate there at the counter every morning for 2 weeks. Story 4. American here, but recently spoke with an Italian exchange student and asked him what he would miss most about the States. Deadass, he said chicken parm. That's not an Italian thing. He said the first time he had it, he called his friend back home to tell them about the dish and she hung up on him. Story 5. I'm Italian and I still dream of the meat I've eaten in the USA. Also Mexican food. By that I mean whatever it is you guys eat in California. Also junk food. Also I might have had the 2 best cakes of my life in the United States. One was a carrot cake at a wedding and the other one was a burnt almond cake. Also everything that comes with Thanksgiving. The turkey, the mashed potatoes, the deviled eggs, also apple pie. Also I forgot the most important thing. In-N-Out burgers. Also the breakfast. I loved having that giant ass food plated and infinite coffee refills. Also donuts from the local Chinese mom and pop store down the road. Also bagels. I edited this post and will continue if more stuff comes to mind. The US doesn't get enough credit for food, especially by Italians. Story 6. Cookie dough is so good that given the option between not eating it or getting food poisoning, nearly everyone will pick the cookie dough. It's one of the few foods in the country where everyone knows the risk of food poisoning and everyone makes the conscious, willing and eager decision to not give a fuck. Story 7. My daughter was born and raised in Dallas, Texas. She moved to Geneva, Switzerland 6 years ago. Every time she comes home, she packs a giant suitcase with canned chipotles, peppers, salsa, pounds of chili powder, salsa verde, and the works. When she throws a Mexican dinner, her friends go nuts. But their favorites are her fried chicken. She learned from Dad, and they always track down a turkey for Thanksgiving. She's learned my gravy and dressing recipes to the letter. She always sends me pictures and videos of her friends freaking out over super legit turkey gravy. So beyond cool how it is that my girl really picked up my love for feeding people. She's brought home some family recipes overseas. She works at the UN, so she needs to feed people from like 9 different countries. Story 8. Anyone who says Americans don't have a culinary culture, I always point to sandwiches. No one has the level of sandwich diversity and how it's such a commonplace meal for literally every American. And this is why sandwiches are uniquely American. The list goes on and on. PBJ, clubs, BLTs, Cubans, pulled pork, cold cuts, po' boys, fried chicken, grilled chicken, burgers, submarines, cheesesteak, bacon, egg and cheese, all types of breakfast sandwiches, and my all-time favorite is a fried bologna with thick cut tomatoes. I mean, there's a reason why every single fast food chain in America has a sandwich option of some sort, even if the joint has nothing to do with sandwiches. Story 9. I'm a Spaniard who lives in the States for 6 years. I liked apple pie, pastrami on rice sandwiches, Tex-Mex, all the things you do with sweet potatoes, virtually any item at a Waffle House, bagels, Cuban sandwiches, chicken and waffles, cheesecake, s'mores, chocolate chip cookies, and buffalo wings. I never got into peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I tried, but it wasn't for me. Story 10. Married to an American. Here's my immediate responses since I can't reduce it to a single answer. Southern and Texas barbecue fucking rocks. The quality and regional varieties of a humble hot dog is just wonderful, and some of them are downright delicious. Likewise, the quality and variety of the hamburgers are astounding and surprisingly historical. Velveeta isn't cheese, but holy fuck is it perfect. on macaroni. Fight me, Italians. Waffle House. Just that. In and out, Five Guys, Carl's Jr., Firehouse Subs, and other super duper regional chain food stops. Jimmy Dean's breakfast sausages. There's also Louisiana's crawfish boils, which are a fantastic mix of social gathering, family reunion, buffet, barbecue, drinking competitions, and delicious seafood with other fixings. Story 11. I once brought home 2 Brits and my Japanese roommate from college so they could experience an American Thanksgiving dinner. All exchange students. The Brits were shocked by the turkey. Mom went overboard and bought a bird that was roughly the size of a Shetland pony, to the point that they wanted a bazillion pictures with it because they thought nobody would believe them when they talked about dinner to their families back home. My roommate was just as bewildered by the sheer number of dishes on the table and struggled to eat a full-sized plate. The Brits, both boys, ate until they fell into food comas, and that was before the pies came out. Good times. Story 12. Grilled cheese sandwiches with American cheese. I moved here as a kid and thought the cheeses and butter were pretty lacking compared to my home country, especially American cheese because it was a weird plasticky texture, but an American grilled cheese sandwich with some regular ass basic butter, chef's kiss. I don't get it, but I couldn't get enough of it. Still can't. Some 30 years later. It's simple, greasy, buttery, just perfection. Story 13. Pulled pork. Luckily, a couple places make it here too. Pulled pork burger, pizza, pulled pork filled crabs with coleslaw. I miss strawberry Twizzlers. I can't buy it here, unfortunately. And strawberry Pop-Tarts too. I also like the bagels, especially the one with the chocolate chips. I sliced it in half, put it in a toaster, and then put butter on it. It was delicious. Rice Krispie treats were also surprisingly great. I loved the brioche French toast with blueberries in the brioche itself. Luckily, I found a great recipe, so I regularly make brioche French toast with crispy bacon and maple syrup. Thank you for watching for so long. If you don't mind, subscribe to the channel so I can continue making more videos like this one.